Hello everyone. Welcome to the another session of Learn at your desk. In this session, we will discuss about scraping the option chain data from the NSE website. So, of course, I have already one video on the not one video, multiple video on the web scraping that how we can scrap the data from the NSE, and there were multiple requests to scrap the option chain data. So I thought to make the series of the video. Why I'm saying that series of the video? Because during scraping, I realized that when if you go and understand all aspect of scraping and how to display the data, understand the data, display the data in a proper format, it is going to be a very lengthy video. And this is the reason that I thought to have a multiple video. Now, in the future, I will make multiple videos, and what video I will make, I'm going to tell here in this bullets. So first video I will make to scrap NSE option chain data from the NSE website and understand that how this data is organized. Okay, because once you scrap the data from the NSE website, this is not exactly similar that what you see on the NSE website and what you see on the scrapped data. So first video to scrap the data and understand the how it is organized. Second video is to understand more detail that about the data organization and display the output in the text format, but similar to the what we see on the NSE option chain data on the NSE website. Third, we will add some function to trigger the message or alert based on the certain condition that when the expiry date is near or whatever that we want. Okay. And in the fourth video, I will make a graphical user interface to visualize option chain data, and we will add more functionality to make it a very proper, like a desktop application. So these are the agenda and for the today and the future videos. Let us move forward. So first see that one. So first see that how the NSE option chain data we can fetch or how it look like. So just open the Google and type NSE option chain data, and you can click here. This is the option chain data table where the symbol is here Nifty, and you can use another symbol also. And expiry date, strike price, this selection you can do, the filter you can set, and you will see the table like you can see here. So going forward, we are going to transform this whole content to the uh, in our local application, or we extract the whole data and then we can use this data as we want. Okay, so what is option chain and how we use it? Of course, the agenda is not to explain about the this option chain data, that how to basically calls and put requests works. There's so many videos out there, you can see that one. But here we are going to extract this data using the path Python. So let us move to the first task, that is scraping the data. Okay. Okay, so I have a command prompt here, and I'm going to start a Jupyter notebook. I have already written a program to avoid the writing it and increasing the length of the video. So I will just go through line by line and I will explain you each and everything. So let me open the NSC website also. Okay. So now first let me open the program and see that one how we can use it. Okay. So this is a Jupyter notebook, and I'm going to explain this in step by step. And of course, don't get scared. Actually, you will know each and every line in a few minutes. So first, I import the request. The request is library, Python library to extract the information from the web. And you see my previous video. I have so many videos on that how to use the request. This is very much used in the scraping. I imported the JSON library also because the data which comes from the NSE website, I will convert to the JSON format because it is very easy to see that how the data is organized if it is if we put in the JSON format. So the next question comes, what is the URL? This is the URL which basically gives us the option chain data for a particular symbol. For example, the symbol is here Nifty. How we achieve this URL, how we achieve this API. So if you go to the option chain data, right click, inspect, go to the network, okay, and just refresh it. So you see that a lot of contents are coming here. Click on the name so that it should be in a sorted order, and you search for the O LMN option. So this is the API. Okay, you just right click it, copy link address. So if you open another tab and click here, you will get all the option chain data. It is very big, and this is what I said that one. Let us first understand that how this data is organized. So this data is not exactly what you see on the NSE website. Okay, if you see that one, the data which is on the NSE website, it is very beautifully organized. And of course, we are going to do the same thing using Python. But first data comes in this dictionary format, and we will do analysis on this data. So if you see that one to the Nifty here, and if you change this symbol, you will get the data for the another symbol. For example, if it is a Nifty, it is a Fin Nifty here. If I go and change here, Fin Nifty, you will get Fin Nifty data. So going forward, we will set this as a variable so that we can change it and we can access the different data for different symbols. As of now, I'm keeping it simple and nifty as of now, so that once you understand, and then we will make it more professional. So this is the data. So this link is basically, you understood that one, how we got this link. We got this link from the here. Okay, and the same link I am using here in my Jupyter notebook. So URL I set this one. Now next come to the headers. Okay, so how you can get the header? User agent, you need to get that one. Again, you go back to the option chain data, and you come to the request header, and here in request header, user agent, you click here, right click and copy the value. If you copy the value, you will get the same thing which I have put here. Let me just show you. Okay, so it is in a dictionary format. For example, user agent is a key and this is a value. So this is the value, I got it. If you click like this one, put in a double quote, scroll it a little bit further to see that one. So you can see that one. It is exactly the same value what I put there actually. Okay, if it makes some changes, please always copy from your browser. Once you do that one, I see that one there is some different, not sure, yeah, some different, it could be, but actually you can copy it from there actually if you're making this program. Otherwise you can use as it is, and um, then we call this request.get method. Here we pass the URL, which we have this URL, and then we pass header is equal to headers, and timeout is equal to 10 second. Yeah, I think it is 10 second. I kept it 10 second, not required actually. You can keep it 1 second, very small, or maybe you can remove it, not required. This timeout is basically for the purpose that when sometime what happened, network is slow, and the when you send the request, the response is basically it doesn't come immediately, and there could be delay. And if session is expired, then you will not get the data. So you can increase this. You can set this timeout value so that there should be some wait time. So let me press Shift Enter key. Okay, and I reached the next block. first block is executed, this means that when there is no issue with the first block. Let me go back again to the first block and I will add a line here and I will type a response. What is this response? Response is 200, means the request is executed successfully. You know that when we send a request to the HTTP request and we get the response 200, this means that it is successful. Okay, so we got the response. Now we are at the second block. In second block, I have another variable request response.text, and in the response object, what we got dot text, if we add, we will get the whole content, the content which I was showing here. This content we will get it. So let me go back. Okay, and what I will do, I will again add a block here, and I will show you. I will put half of the content from here to here to show you that what comes in the response. So I will do print response underscore txt so that I can show you that what is coming in the response. Okay, and you can see that it is the same data. Record is equal to record expiry date and all the things are coming, which was here. Okay, so finally you scrap the data. The whole data is available to you in the variable response underscore txt. Now it is up to you that one how you further go and grid out this data and filter out or extract the relevant information what you want. Okay, so let us go to next point here. Yeah. So in this block, what I'm doing that one, see here I'm using JSON library to load the whole data in the JSON format. And why I'm doing this one? To load the data in the JSON format, because as I said in the very beginning that it will be very easy to understand the data. And I will show you that one how you can understand this data. But before that one, I'm doing one extra step which is actually not required. But this is all to explain you the data. I'm just dumping this whole JSON file, the data which I'm getting in a file, okay, which is oc.json. I'm dumping here. Okay, so let me execute this one. Okay, and once I dump the whole data, it will create a file oc.json. This is the file it will create. You can see that one, the whole data is coming in this file. Okay, and what is the purpose of dumping the whole data in this file? It is to use some JSON data explorer formatter to see the data. I will do it right now. But before that one, I want to show you one more thing that one. See, I wanted to know that one. Okay, let me first explain this one so that then you will understand this part. In Google and just type JSON formatter, open JSON formatter, and here you use browse option to load the file which is generated here. You know that one is here oc.json file was open. Just click it and open it. So this file is loaded here, and then you process this file. Multiple this JSON formatter or validators are available, which checks whether is there any issue with the JSON file or anything. You can use it online. So see, this data is available right now in a bit organized file. So this is the reason I wanted to show you and explain the data, how this data is organized, the file which we dump this data. If you say, it looks very clumsy actually, but when you put in the JSON viewer, you can see that it is very well organized. Okay, so let us understand this data a little bit going forward. So you can see that when it has a record. So actually the data which comes in the JSON format, like I said, it is a dictionary. It has a two keys first on a parent level. One is record. Let me close it. It is a very okay. So it has two parts. One is record and another is a filtered part. What is the difference between record and filter part? See, a record has complete data. When I say complete data, what does it mean? If you open option chain data, what you see, it is a filtered data based on the certain condition. Especially the condition is the expiry. See, it is a Nifty data. So this whole data is for the Nifty data, but this data contain all the data for the different expiry date or different strike price. Okay. So this data contains all the expiry date and all the strike price. And here you can see that one, this is showing only for the selected one expiry date, which is selected. If I change this one to some other, it will change. Okay, it will change. It will show the filter data. So when you scrap the data, it gives you two part. One is whole data. Okay, let me. So this whole data comes under the record, this part, and the filter data is only for the date. For example, 12th January 2023, I was showing in the very beginning. So it is a filter data. So please don't focus on the filter data. Only you need to look into the record part. Okay. So now you understood one part, that once the data comes, it has two keys. Okay, let me go back to the here. So this is a file I generated, that one. And again, what I will do, I will split this into two part. I will have another row and take here. Okay. What I'm going to do, that one, I will comment it right now here. And see this JSON object, what we have, let me see that one, what is the type of this JSON object. Okay. So type is dictionary. And you know that one, in a Python, the dictionary is a way, it is a data type which organizes the data in the key and value format. Okay, the key and value format. So here in the JSON format, when I was showing you that one, this is the key and this is the value. Now, the value could be another key or a combination of the keys or array or anything. So this is the reason I said that understanding this data is a little bit complex. So have a patience. I will go through step by step. And if you have any further question, you put in the comment later and I will just try to explain that one. So this dictionary is nothing but it is a pair of the key and value. Here you can see that one, first we have a two keys, record and filter. So if you see this one, I can say this is a record and filter are two keys. But how to check this in a Python? This is what I wanted to show you. So when I say it is a dictionary, okay, I will say print so that I can print multiple values, print. And when I say print JSON object dot keys, okay. So what it will show, you can see that one. First output is showing that it is a dictionary, and it is showing it has a two keys, record and filtered. This one, record and filter. Now your data is further there on the further list, and I said that one, record contained whole data for all the expiry date, and filter contained only the data for a particular expiry date, which I have selected here. If you selected here, so don't focus on the filtered part, just focus on the record part. Now when you go to the record part, you can see that when this record is a value, and I said that one, this value could be some value, or it could be another dictionary, it could be another JSON object, it could be another array or anything. So let us see what is this record, what is the type of this record. I came here and I want to print it. See, this is what I was trying to explain you here. This is the reason I thought first to explain in the formatter. So I'm going to print JSON object. So here is the way that you can print a record. Okay, records. It is a records, correct? This key I put. So this will give us the whole content of the record. Or let me see that one. What is this actually? So I will put type. So it will give me the type of this record. Some error. is an object. Okay, I need to put this keys. It is sufficient. Print. Right. So when you need to access the content from the dictionary, you need to give dictionary name and you need to give the key name. So when I give this one, it will give the whole content of the record, and the records or data which comes in this, which is under the record key. What is the format? It is just a single value, or it is just a numeric value, a string, or it is an array, or again it is a some dictionary. That type I wanted to check. If you print this one, it is saying again it is a dictionary. Okay, and like I mentioned that whenever the data is in the form of a dictionary, it will have some keys and values. So this means that one, if this is a dictionary, this means that one it has some keys also. Okay, so uh, I will try to print the keys of this recorder. So what I see, initially we have a dictionary JSON object. It has two keys, record and filtered. And my focus was to be on a record because it contains all the data. So when I took this key, the type of this key came, the data which came under this key record was again a dictionary. So when it was again a dictionary, how we can print the values of the keys? Again, I have to add dot keys, and it is showing that one, these are the keys are here. Now, if you go back to the formatter, let me put this one in another window. Move to another window. And come back here so that we can see that one here in a proper way. So when I'm printing this, it is showing the keys are expiry date. So you can see that one, this is a record, and the keys are expiry date, data, which you can see here, time span, underlying value, and strike price. Time stamp, underlying value, and strike price. So these now again we don't know what is this. So for example, this time stamp is very clear. It contains only one value. Okay. This underlying value is very clear. It contains only one value. But actually, if you see that an expiry date is a plus sign. If you click this one, it has all the expiry date for which the data is available under this record. Okay. Now, if you click this data is a huge list. Okay. And you can see that one. It has strike price, expiry date, and CE stand for the calls, and similarly you will have PE, which stands for the put. So let us compare the JSON formatter output with the NSE website. So I will close everything here for a minute. Let me go on top. So I have shown you that one, the output was also, these are the keys, and these keys we see here. Now if we go back to the NSE website, okay, and under record we have expiry dates. So you can see that these are the expiry dates. Okay, and these expiry dates are here. You can see that one. Okay, these are the expiry date, and the same expiry dates are listed here. Okay, so when you select the expiry date, you get the corresponding data, this data, and here are the data. So this data is again, you can see that when strike price and expiry dates are here. So for example, if you're selecting 12th June to 2023, then what you can do that one, you can go under the data, this field, this value, and here you can select the expiry date. You can select the expiry date here. So for all the calls, you will get expiry date. You filter based on your expiry date, and you filter the data, and you will get all the data only for that particular expiry date. Okay. So whatever the date you have selected, you can just go and compare with this expiry date and display. So you will have the data only for that expiry date, and similarly with the strike price. So you can see that when we have expiry date and we have strike price, two variables are here listed. And same thing you can see here also, that expiry dates are here. So in this data, what are the expiry dates data are listed? These are the expiry dates data. And if you click here, the strike price, you can see that one. We have all the strike price which I was showing you here, 8,500, 9,500, you can see here. So this means that when the data which you are showing here, which you are seeing here on the NSE website are available here, but you need to little bit understand that how this data is organized. You can see it's not very straightforward one-to-one mapping. So this was the reason I was studying it a bit complex. So now you got the idea that how this whole data is available here. Okay. In summary, so we are going to focus only on the record part. And whenever we need a data for a particular expiry date or strike price, that can be filtered out from the data field, and under that data field CE is the calls, and we can see that one if expiry date is matching with the expiry date selected, and PE is for the put. Okay, so in the same way you can extract the data. Now if I go back again here and I see that this code, so we got this data here, and like I said that one we are only going to filter out this data, and under this data we are going to filter out the further. So let us first again, I'm going to take JSON object record. Okay, and we have seen that one these are the field we have. So we got the record, and under that we have a data. So we are going to do everything from the data. And what I want to do, I want to print here, print type of this data. See, this is a bit complex part which you need to practice. Uh, See why I'm doing this one. Now if you see that one, when I filtered the data part, the type of the data is list. It is not a dictionary. Okay. What I want to show you that one. This content, which is under the data, this is the data, and under the data, the content what you have, these contents are list. These are not the dictionary. So you need to further fetch these value based on the indexes. Let us go back, okay, and see that one how we can extract this. So, okay, what I did here actually, this data is in list format, and what I did first, if you see that one here, I filter out all the expiry date from this record actually. Okay, so we got all the e dates. So let me explain that one what I'm trying to do here actually. See, going forward, I want to create a program where I can filter the data based on the expiry date. So this means that one I should have a variable where I can store all the expiry dates which are there in the data, and all the expiry dates are there under the field expiry date. Okay, so this is a record, and under this record there is another key which is expiry date, and this expiry date contains all the values, which is basically total number of the dates which basically having in this data structure completely. So this is the reason I took the JSON object, main parent object dictionary. Under that dictionary, I went to the record, and under that record, I took the expiry date. Okay, and this expiry date will contain all the expiry date. So let us print this also, so that it should be clear to you. It's good data. Sorry, it is not e data, it is e date. So you see that one. This is the all the expiry dates are here, which is actually here. Okay, these are the expiry date I filtered out from the this data. And again, let us see that one. What is the type of this expiry date? This is again a list. Okay, so this means that one, if you want to print a date, 0 will give you the first date, 1 will give you 0 is the first date. Let us see here, 26th June, 12 June, yeah, 12th January 2023 first, 19 January second. So this is the first, 19 January second. So hope you understood that one. First, what we did, from the data which contains everything, I extracted only the expiry dates. Now what I will do in future, in the further code, I will select that which expiry date, for which expiry date we need the data. We will set this as a variable, and then further we will filter out rest of the data from the CE and PE, which I was showing you here. PE, by comparing that one, if the this is the expiry date. I will take a strike price also for more accuracy, that I will show you in the further code. Okay, so one more thing actually, if you see one more variable is here, which initially I have commented actually. This variable again, it is a list actually, and this is data. What I did actually, um, see this whole data I have taken from this big dictionary and I put in the variable, and this is also a list which is showing here. Okay, so now further what I'm going to do, that one, in this piece of the code, I'm going to create a dictionary. This dictionary will have uh, one, actually it will have three field, sorry, three keys. Okay, it will be like this. Let me show you that one. It will be like this. OC data is dictionary. It will have a key of expiry date, and then corresponding to this expiry date, it will have all the C data and all the P data. Why I'm going to convert whole the data into this format? Because like I said, that one, at the end, when you're going to fetch the record, you will put some expiry date, that for this expiry date I want the record. So this means that one, there will be key, and you can filter all the data based on the key, which is expiry date. Okay, so you will say that one, key is equal to this particular date, and you will get all the calls data and all the put data if we have data in this format. Okay, let us do, and so that you will understand. So here what I'm going to do, that one, I'm just running a loop on the e date, which is a list of the expiry dates. Okay, and OC data I have created a dictionary. In this dictionary, I have initially created a two fields, CE and PE. Okay, so if you see that one, uh, now I'm just doing iteration in the data, that variable which I've created here is again a list. Okay, so what I will do, that one, I will take first date from the e date list, which has all the list of the expiry dates, and then I will go inside the data. Okay, go inside the data means I will come here, data, and I will go and I will see that one, if this data contains this expiry date, then I will go inside the PE, and I will go inside the CE, and I will pull all the data, and then I will append it. Okay, so see, I'm going inside this expiry date, and if I'm checking that if this ED, that is expiry date, is there in the data field, then I will check whether CE key exists or not. This is the point which you need to understand. I check whether PE key exists or not. So let me come back again to the NSE website, and you see that when in the NSE website there are some field where you don't have a C value, call value, some field where you don't have a P value. If these values are not there in the data, you will not find this key. Okay, so what happened, that one, if you just go and blindly uh, compare the data, if this key itself is not there, it will throw error. Okay, so this is the reason I had a check that key should exist, and the expiry date inside the CE should be equal to the ED, which is the, I'm running the loop. Then insert this whole CE data to the C key in the OC data. Okay, same thing I'm doing for the PE, and if it is not there, then I'm simply inserting a minus hyphen sign so that it should create a row, because to maintain the similar data, for example, if you see that if I don't insert something, this row will be blank, and certain places, for example, if you see this one here, P data you will find PE key, but you will not find CE key. So if you just skip and don't insert a blank key, you will not able to format the data in the same format. Okay, come back again. So this I'm doing actually, and once you have done, if I run that one and OC data again, I can show you that one. So you can see that one. It has a key and it has a CE and it has a further value. So let us see that one. What is the keys are there to just give you more OC underscore data dot keys. So you can see that one. It has keys all the dates which was there in the list of the uh, this one print edit which I was doing that one. If I say this one, so you can see that one here all the date which was here in the edit variable. It is right now in OC data as a key. So in this key, you will find the all the data corresponding to the that expiry date. This is the reason that I simplified this data. So if I press OC data, you will find all the date. But actually, if you want a whole OC, I mean calls inputs data for this 12th January 2023, you put this key here and you will get all the data for the 12th January 2023. Now this data has only for the 12th January 2023. Okay. So now this dictionary we can use to extract the further data. Now, if you see that what I did here actually, if you see here option chain data and this information, it has a lot of information. For example, P or C, for example, you see that one. See, one thing is expiry date is again here. Expiry price, strike prices here. These are the repeated value. Okay. Nifty already you know that one based on this variable we are fetching. So this contains a lot of redundant information and something which is not required redundant information. So to make the data more lighter, I will delete these values. Okay. So this is the reason I iterated through and I see that if where the values are not there, I just delete those keys actually for everywhere. See, I put that one if OC data case C is not equal to hyphen. Why? Because see, where I have dash, I have inserted dash key. I cannot delete the keys from here actually. I need to delete the keys where I have the value. So this is the reason if it is not dash, then I'm deleting this key so that it is making my data, it is a bit lighter actually. So once I execute this, you will see that when you will not have all this redundant information, you have only relevant information. Okay. And like I said, that one, if you put any date, you can fetch that one. And then further, what I did actually, this OC data is basically it contains CE and PE both. So I again what I did actually I created a list of all the CE calls and all the list of puts in a two separate variables to format it and print it. So for example, if you see that one CE list OC data, I filter on the CE key because OC data has a key. See actually OC data and DT is a variable I created which is basically for a particular expiry date. Okay, here the key I have given this 28 December 2023. So all the data will come here for a particular date. And then I split this data in C and P to variable so that further I can print all the C and P in the formatted. So for example, if I, okay, already I printed a C and if I print PE, you will get all the P data. So you have this finally at the end CE and P or maybe you can say that when you have this OC data, not exactly even OC data, yes, OC data. This is the dictionary which contains the data for all the expiry date in a defined format. And if you pass a particular expiry date, you can filter out the data. Okay. So this video, I know that it is already very lengthy. And now in the next session, we will just go to the next level of the our planning. And we will just go to the understand the data more details and we will try to print in the proper format like we have in the NSE website. Meanwhile, if you have any comment or you want any suggestion to provide me to improve the next video or you want any additional information, please do provide in the comment so that I can add all those information. Thank you very much. Thank you.